Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Amy plays Casualties of War, choosing to destroy target artifact, Nyx, the Blackstaff of Waterdeep, and destroy target creature, the Soul Ring the Blackstaff is animating. Can Amy's spell destroy both permanents? Now this is a great question requiring knowledge of a couple of rules concepts to answer correctly. First up, if you've been a fan of the channel for a while now, you probably know that when you are resolving Casualties of War, you follow the instructions in the order that they're written. This means that if the question was about an Ensoul artifact and Casualties of War, the answer would be a lot more straightforward, since the Destroy Target Creature mode happens before the Destroy Target Enchantment mode. Another thing you probably know if you've followed the channel for a while is that there are two specific times when the game checks to see if targets of a spell or ability are legal. The first is when you're casting the spell. I hope it won't be too controversial to just say that there won't be any problems at this time. The other is when the spell is about to resolve. Now, to see how exactly that applies to the scenario that we're considering, let's take a look at the actual text of the rule from the comprehensive rules, and we can see that this check happens before any of the instructions are carried out. Now here's the thing. Those two checks are the only two times the game cares about whether the targets are legal. Since in this example, the targets were both legal during both of those checks, Casualties of War will resolve as normal. Both permanents will be destroyed. The fact that Nyx's Soul Ring isn't a creature anymore by the time it comes to perform the Destroy Target Creature instruction is no obstacle. Sure, that means it would not be a legal target for that mode, but like we said, that's past the time when the targets are checked. The instruction is to destroy the game object that was targeted, so it still gets destroyed. Now, the version of this question that I first encountered, shared with me by a colleague during one of my first large-scale events, was for Amy to play a Profane Command, choosing to return Eladamri, Lord of Leaves, and give her Grizzly Bears and Llanowar Elves Fear. Now, this works the exact same way. Since the fear-granting mode is last, Eladamri will be in play and thus granting Shroud to the elf that was targeted when that mode happens. However, since the targets of Profane Command were legal when it was cast, and legal when it started to resolve, it will still give fear to both creatures anyway. Now here's one last challenge question. Amy wants to kill Nyx's Llanowar Elves by playing a Back for More to revive Eladamri and have it fight the elf. Does that work? And the answer this time is no. The reason has nothing to do with the fact that Casualties of War and Profane Command are modal spells, whereas Back for More isn't. The rule about following the spell's instructions in the order that they're written applies to all spells, not just modal ones. The issue has to do with another quirk about how Back for More functions. When you cast Back for More, officially, the only target that you announce is the target creature card that you're returning to the battlefield. When that happens, it causes a reflexive triggered ability to trigger, and the target of that ability is the creature you fight. Now you can see the problem. That triggered ability's target is chosen after Eladamri has returned to play. Unlike most modern cards with similar effects, Eladamri gives Shroud to all elves, not just yours, meaning that it will not be possible to have Eladamri fight an elf if it comes back for more. For additional information on how these triggers work and why they were developed, check out my episode where I talk about reflexive triggers with Gavin Verhey. Now that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling. Until then, I hope you have a great day.